look how awesome it is. There's
It's every commercial in the 90s. Look how awesome it is.
The left, the only hazard is rocks. The middle, the only hazard is signs. And the right, the only hazard is the oil slicks.
My God.
But you could drive it all the way over off-road. Like, it will hit, and you want to get that flag. Oh, you want that flag.
YUNKJunk!
Hey everybody, welcome to Tubby Talk. We're back, the original three. We hope you enjoyed our guest last week with the Gamersician, and please give him a like and subscribe to his channel and do all the things. And today we're going to talk about portable games, which is a huge category nowadays.
Yeah, it's tremendous. I don't think we're going to be able to like drill down into like the whole world. We're going to pick out specific core memories. I was thinking of things that we played.
Pre 2010.
If you want to put that limit on
after then you get into cell phone games, and you have to kind of, you don't have to include those, but you know, they kind of muddy the conversation.
None of us are gonna.
Yeah. I don't know if you're aware, but Chris hates mobile games.
Really?
We have an episode about it. Go back and look.
But I love portable games.
Yes, me too. Me too.
Actually, I will say, before we at the top, I will mention something that's about post 2010 mobile gaming.
Go for it.
Apple is going to start allowing emulators programs on the iOS store.
You tell me I can get ZSNES on the...
Yeah, they barred them before, and now they're loosening up their rules about it, apparently.
I remember trying to play through Chrono Trigger, and the Chrono Trigger ROM had a specific, like, you're not going past here. Oh. You could not get past the maze that is in the future section. Oh. You know, when you go to the future and everyone's like, you know, you go in the thing and it says, you're fully recovered, but you're still hungry.
Yeah.
It becomes an infinite loop. So anybody playing the ROM at that point would just spend 2 to 3 to 4 hours in a maze that can't end because the program can't end. It was horrible. But anyway, portable gaming. This is interesting. I'd like to go backwards. Like we'll go to the way back in the past, but first I'd like to kind of say that since 2015, the Switch has been portable gaming.
Yeah.
Right? So Switch and Steam Deck right now are considered portable gaming, but it's like the console experience on the go.
Yeah, definitely. And they're amazing at it, right? And it's kind of like the holy grail, what you always wanted as a kid. It was, hey, I want to play my games on the go, uncompromised.
Yeah,
and we have that. And I feel like we lost something along the way.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, they do it so well that I don't think they count as portable gaming.
They're just games.
They're games on the go, like you said, like you can take with you. Portable gaming is something to me that lives in the portable space. You can't replicate it on a console. You can't replicate it on a TV.
So, okay, so we are classifying, and this is good because the people know what the episode's about. We are classifying portable gaming as it has to be a step down from current console.
See, I don't know. It's
step down. Fine. Step down from performance.
Yeah. See, I
don't know. This is going to bother the programmer.
Yeah, I would say design.
The intent.
Design intent.
I think you've opened a door you can't shut, Steve.
I just shut it with the help of Chris. Design intent.
But I do agree with Terry that the Steam Deck and the Switch are portable gaming devices, and you play games on them in a portable fashion. It's fantastic. It's great. I love the deck. I feel like I haven't spent enough time with it. I don't have enough time in my life.
Because you have a home with a computer.
Yeah, I do
Mini
have a home with
computer.
a computer. But there's something nice about having that giant honking thing. But no, things that have games that were intended to be played portably.
Yeah, just looking at this thing that was on the screen a second ago, you talk about handheld gaming. Mm-hmm. To me, handheld gaming and portable gaming are
now we're splitting crazy made-up semantic
I'm splitting hairs, but so the hair that I'm splitting specifically is handheld gaming is game you can hold in your hand. Includes Switch, includes Steam Deck. We can play games that are not intended for portability, but you can make them portable. Also, unfortunately, includes like cell phone games. There are some games that are ported from other systems that you can play on your phone, like Final Fantasy VII. I would never do that because it sounds like torture, but you could do it if you wanted to.
Explain that. You're saying like the PlayStation version of Final Fantasy VII is available on the phone?
Yeah, they released the iOS and Android version of these. Like Square had a whole big run of these like in the early 2000s and mid 2000s.
You could also sideload emulators and play any of them on it, and it's just
not even speaking of emulators, right. But these like official releases. Like Square's like, hey, buy Final Fantasy 6 and 5 and 4, play it on your Android phone.
Use a virtual gamepad.
Yeah, and it's just like...
But okay, so do we want to eliminate ports?
No, I don't think you necessarily. So you're right. The intent of that game, but then Nintendo did some great ports that
from NES or SNES to Game Boy
that turned them into more portable games.
Yeah,
well, and you just kind of revealed the behemoth. You can't talk about portable gaming without talking about the Game Boy.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know, Game Boy, and if we're talking core memories, I mean, for all three of us, I'm sure we have very distinct core memories relating to the Game Boy.
I don't have any for the Game Boy.
What? That's a lie.
I'm being. It's called being facetious.
Yes.
Ooh.
Steve himself has
facetious.
let me borrow many of his Game Boy games over the years. Yeah. But yeah, the Game Boy is wonderful, and it was made. You know, it's funny. I was thinking about the Walkman, and the Game Boy is kind of a play on the Walkman.
Oh,
Game Boy.
I mean, like Walkman. Inspired by. Oh.
Yeah,
I've never
thought of that. I haven't either.
No, yeah. It is directly inspired, like the branding. They're like, hey, that Walkman branding worked. Game Boy. It's like for a younger audience.
Sony didn't want to work with Nintendo. They were like, we tried to give you a bone, and you stole our ideas.
I like the idea that a man must walk, but a boy must game.
The boy must you got it wrong. The boy must game before the man can walk.
Oh, you just brought a whole other level of philosophy to it. I like that a lot.
And then also the man must disc.
Man must disc.
But I think one thing we can say about the Game Boy is the Game Boy was the first time where it felt like true quality gaming on the go, because there was a version of gaming before the Game Boy.
Yeah.
But nothing I would actually call fun or a game.
They were fun in short bursts. I don't know if they were worth it for the cost efficiency benefit. They were like, what, $15 for like a Tiger?
Yes.
Handheld.
So we're jumping around the timeline. We're not going from the future back. We're just jumping around wherever our brains take us, right? So we pull up those Tiger Electronics.
That's not it.
There's a particular one, this Ninja Gaiden, Tiger Electronics. I played this a lot, and I believe it was before, but also while I had a Game Boy. And the one advantage like this would have on a Game Boy is like it was sort of more portable.
It was definitely disposable.
Was it? Or was it pretty much the same size?
It would weight a lot less.
Didn't
have to worry about cartridges.
Didn't have to bring extra batteries.
You could fit that in a kid's pocket. The Game Boy
in a pocket?
Yeah.
I started getting to school all the time. My teacher had no ideas.
Tiger handheld, that'll fit in your pocket.
Handheld.
I felt powerful. I just had a game in my pocket at school.
Yeah.
Teachers didn't even know.
The Game Boy Pocket was smaller than a Tiger handheld, correct?
Oh, yeah. Well,
maybe not lighter. It was smaller.
Game Boy Pocket's probably still heavier. But the Tiger handhelds were, fairly petite.
I remember this one. I remember the Double Dragons
were my favorites. There was a Street Fighter one. Yeah. Unless I had a fever dream, there's a Street Fighter one.
Oh, there is. There's in everything,
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's definitely a Tiger Mortal Kombat.
And these were favorites, like you got these from your grandparents or your aunt or uncle, because they were, relative. $15, you get a game. You can't switch the game. This is, basically like an arcade game in that you cannot change it.
And you play the game until the D-pad stops working. Because they were just like, I don't know what kind of technology that is. It's like a pad underneath the plastic button you press. And you just like rock the button, the big plastic button back and forth for all four directions. And it touched the pad.
Came in that blister packaging.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite.
I do remember though, Mortal Kombat is a video game. I remember there was a Super Mario Brothers one.
A Tiger?
Tiger?
Oh, what? You sure it wasn't like one of the infamous knockoffs? Or bootlegs you would find sometimes?
Well, there's just Mario as a tiger.
Maybe what you're thinking about is the Game & Watch. The Mario Game & Watch.
Was the same. I'm not.
Wow.
Sure?
I am almost positive there was an actual Tiger handheld. Yes. Nope. That's Cars.
That's Cars.
What am I thinking of?
Yeah, Batman's like Mario.
Batman, and he stuck a sticker with...
Pretend it's Mario.
Pretend it's Mario. There you go.
With bootleg Italian Mario on the side.
Well, actually, it's fun. It's fun.
Oh, Batman. I had Batman too. That brings back memories seeing that.
Maybe I'm thinking of this, like a Super Smash Brothers fake Tiger. But I did know there was a Sonic one. That I'm 100% sure of, and there it is.
I didn't know about that either. Oh, because that was later, because that's the Hasbro with the newer branding.
Mm-hmm.
And so these games, they weren't made with pixels. They weren't
made with love.
They weren't made with love, probably. They were just kind of these static liquid crystal, I guess, designs, black that could turn on or turn off. And so they would try to fake animation by being like, here's one guy running, and then his arms would be over here, and then his arms would be over here.
If you press the screen, I think with your finger, you could see all the like sheet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, if you push it
everything would illuminate,
you could see everything.
So this Ninja Gaiden, you'll see, like, I played this one a lot. He uses the sword, and there's a one-frame sword swipe animation, but you could flip, and then you could get the item you see in the upper center there. That shows you what item you have currently. And there's one that makes it so that you hurt things when you do a ninja flip, which was awesome. Everyone loves holding out the sword, doing a ninja flip, and killing dudes.
Yeah.
And this game let you do that on the go.
Oh, you bring back so many memories. I definitely remember playing this. Whenever I got that power up, I would just like power through the game because it was... speaking of which, though, I don't know if this video's showing right now on the feed, but I love the idea of scrolling. Like just having random black squares that change.
He'll just kind of go by... Oh, yeah, and then now he got the shurikens, and now he's shooting shurikens with every attack. See, this one's kind of neat.
Yeah. Pretty clever. I got to admit, it is pretty clever. Like it's them working within some severe limitations. And finding a way to make it work.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was, I mean, this Ninja Gaiden was on NES, right?
It was, yeah. The original was on NES, and it was very hard, way harder than the Tiger one. Had a lot more going on. But yeah, as you can see, there's only two places your ninja can be on the screen, the middle or the back. That's all you got. But yeah, I played, I don't know why I played it so much, because I did get the Game Boy at some point. Still played why did I play that so much?
You didn't need batteries.
Oh yeah,
at least not as many. Like
the batteries last
forever.
Those.
I think they're like the watch batteries.
God, there was a Castlevania 2? Wow. But I mean, I think all of these were kind of inspired by the Game & Watch, like the original Game & Watch, right?
Yeah. Like I don't know, Chris, if you had a Game & Watch, did you have one?
I never owned one.
No. We have somewhere in the office actually. We have like the re-release, the gold one that has Mario Brothers, but I had not like this.
Yeah, I had this Super Mario Brothers Game & Watch, and I had the original Game & Watch with Mr. Game & Watch.
Oh yeah,
I remember I had both of those, but this one I would take everywhere with me.
You had this blue one?
I had that blue one. I would take it everywhere.
Oh, look, it's got like a little phony D-pad.
Whoa, $419.
Part of the reason I like this one so much was because it had 4 buttons for directions, as opposed to the Tiger ones that just had like a cross-shaped piece of plastic.
This brings me back. This used to be the reset button. Was this little pin thing that you pulled out, right? And you had to hit the button on the front?
It's a kickstand.
Stand. Yeah, it's a kickstand.
What?
You pull it out, and then you could balance it on your desk, and you could use it as a clock.
Yeah, it was also my alarm clock for like 1st and 2nd grade as well.
So what's crazy is Nintendo has this thing where they build an alarm clock into a lot of their products.
Yeah, they do.
No one thinks about it, and no one uses it.
When alarm clock goes off on that one, like Mario appears a different place on the screen, like to the music. I can't remember what the tune is, but I definitely remember waking up to this like every day in like 1st grade.
Yeah, we have this one in the office somewhere.
Yeah, and that came out a couple years ago, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Like you're playing the actual Super Mario Brothers and the Lost Levels on that thing.
And it's a clock.
If you want a clock that sucks up batteries, use it.
Oh, a Zelda one came out too?
Yeah, I have that one.
I didn't know there was a Zelda.
That's
you mean a re-release Zelda one, not original.
Right. There was an original Zelda. There's a Game & Watch Zelda.
Really? Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
But that one is cool. It comes with the original Zelda, Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening, the original Link's Awakening.
Really?
Oh, that's awesome.
It's great. It's really good.
Well, that's way better than mine. Mine just says Mario. But mine's a clock.
But yeah, actually, the one that's interesting, look up Game & Watch Zelda.
Sure.
And we'll see if it brings up the one that's not a re-release. Because that uses that same Tiger handheld technology, but I believe it has 2 screens. One for like Overworld, one for Underworld, something. These are all there it is.
Folding one?
That eBay one. Yep. That's what I'm talking about.
What are you?
Never
this looks like someone just made this.
Prototype of the
1989
DS form factor.
A multi-screen. Oh, look at that.
Clasps closed and everything.
Link, you come to town and they say, stop with the Zelda.
So the form factor for the Game & Watch is where the DS came from. They took this
almost exactly.
Yeah, I would love to play this game.
It does look like a prototype Nintendo DS.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like almost identical.
And I want, there's no way. Did they use like the bottom as a map?
So I think in this case, it looks like the top screen is an inventory and the bottom screen is like your action. But I bet if we can find this on YouTube, we can see it.
Well, that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
Game & Watch.
But that's the one.
1989. Get out of town.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. That looks like an inventory to me. And
yeah.
and then you can go up.
Sorry.
Did
I think we're using a bad cable.
You'll fix it in post.
Where's the clock? It's very important that the clock is set, guys. Nintendo needs you to know what time it is, all times.
They need to know how long you've been. I need you to know how long you've been playing.
Oh, you can go up to the second screen to fight a dragon.
That's what it looked like. It looked like it was more of an upstairs type thing. But you're right. There is the inventory on the
left.
left.
It's a screen and a half, and the other half is a quarter's inventory.
He has a tomahawk. He's never had a tomahawk anywhere but
this
in
is
this
Castlevania.
Oh, this is
Look,
much
he's fighting a
jankier than
ghost.
other. No, look at when he is he swinging his shield. I guess he keeps swinging it behind him, and then this midsection disappears.
You know what? Dylan absolutely asked me to switch it to full screen.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
didn't. But here we go.
Look how good. Oh, man.
Oh, I see. The sprite just doesn't have a torso on Lynx.
See,
So when he moves his arm,
don't
you see the gap.
a little bit more love in the Nintendo version? I know I'm a Nintendo fanboy, but I always look at Nintendo like I do, not like Disney, because like classic Disney. You know, you could tell there was just a little bit of extra love that I'm sure was fueled by negativity in the office and like being abusive probably got us
working.
This. That's right.
Yeah.
Always. You know what's funny? I wrote this on the board in my office today. Constant happiness in all caps and left. That's what
Yeah, so that's what you're instilling with your team.
I am Nintendo now.
Mandatory fun.
Mandatory fun. Weird Al Yankovic had a album.
Yeah, I was about to say you might
Great
get
title.
might get copyright struck.
So listen, guys, I see all of this.
Yeah.
And earlier in this episode, I said there was a Tiger Mario Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't, but there is something. Do you know what it is?
Beyond the Game & Watch Mario Brothers? No, I don't know where you're going.
All righty.
Unless
There was
it's on a wrist.
Mario Brothers Watch.
Yeah.
It was on a wrist. It was
Was it
this
playable?
thing.
It was playable.
I mean,
it's
was it fun to play? I guess is what I mean.
I love
Not
was
at
it
all.
technically
But
able to be played?
To be fair, I've never seen this one. This is the one I was talking about.
That
But
looks like
yes, this
Mario
was like
Brothers.
this was like the Tiger version, like Game
What's
Watch.
Super Mario Brothers, though?
It looks like it was drawn by a
NFL.
drunk dog.
Yeah, but this was licensed. Nelsonic.
Sonic.
Nelsonic. But this isn't the one I was thinking of.
There's another
I've
one.
seen this
Well, it's
watch?
the
I
same
don't think I've
thing.
seen it in
It's
real
the
life,
idea,
though.
but Mario was on a watch, but there was a Mario World watch that was like, I wanted this thing. This
Okay.
This
Oh, wow.
was based on Mario World, and this is rightly so, $212. I absolutely would do that
look
right
at
now.
the case that thing comes in.
Wow,
It's got a
that's-
Mario World
that's
logo.
nice.
Okay, thanks
Yeah, let's see that. That's the good stuff.
Beautiful.
Super Mario Bros. Yeah, it's Mario World.
for. But look at it.
He's on Yoshi in it.
Yes.
You can ride
Yeah,
Yoshi on
dude.
your watch.
But look, it says Mario World up here and Mario Bros right here.
Super
can tell,
Mario
like, it was
Brothers
farmed out.
is the series.
But it was,
Mario
yes, I
World's
guess this
together.
company is called Nelsonic.
Are they still? How'd they go bankrupt? We
Well,
gotta-
get this. They're zooming, calling in right now so we can ask them. It's the head of Nelsonic, Nelson Mandela. No.
But wasn't he dead in that year? When he
Yeah, I
came
heard
out?
that guy died.
Yeah, this killed him. It's like, this is embarrassing.
So this reminds me also, cereal boxes for all the young kids out there used to come with toys. Usually with something cheap like this sticky octopus you'd throw against the wall and it would walk down the wall.
Those were the best ones.
Yeah, they were great. But sometimes there was like an ultimate prize that you had to send in multiple box tops for.
To Jamaica, Queens,
Yes. Grand Rapids, Michigan.
or Grand Rapids, Michigan, if it was Kellogg. Yeah.
But one of them was a Star Fox gaming watch.
What?
Wow.
So look up the Star. I want it. I've never played it. I was like, I want to buy all the cornflakes.
Would you have to buy like 10,000 boxes? It was something crazy
I was
like
never
that.
gonna get
Why
to
would
it.
it be Star Fox?
Yeah, because I was like, how are they gonna do this? How's it gonna work? It's probably terrible.
I mean, it's already on rails.
Yeah.
You use your finger to move left to right, and you fire. And I don't know what the down button would be, but left, right, fire.
It's like
What
we
is
need
happening?
to see.
Why are they showing it like it's like this?
So this is a wiki that's going through other games, and it's like this is the Star Fox watch. I think you got to go. There might be
Deeper.
like a YouTube see if like playing my Star Fox
Yeah, let's
watch
do it.
because
yeah.
they had this. If they got the Zelda Game and Watch, they might have the Kellogg's.
Star Fox Watch.
I want to know how many cornflakes this gives.
Ultra rare.
Yep.
Yeah, we're definitely having a weird issue. Sorry, everybody watching.
You could try muting it on the YouTube.
Yeah, well, it's the whole thing's gone crazy.
Okay. It doesn't listen.
Anyway,
to
there
the
it
command.
is.
Yeah, so somehow the implication was you can play Star Fox on your wrist. And I thought that sounded amazing.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Corneria.
Oh.
Fourth planet of the Lilat system.
Oh, boy.
That charging cable?
What? How do you wear that on your wrist?
It's got a headphone jack.
That's
Headphone
awesome.
jack.
Okay.
Some of them did have headphone jacks. I do remember that.
Can you imagine like plugging in your headphones to your wrist?
I'm pretty sure this sounded like the Dictate Tracy, like a spy watch worked. You had an headphone jack.
So this is 1993. So this is based on the Super Nintendo one.
Yes, which was the first one.
Same company, Nelsonic.
So Nintendo and Nelsonic had a thing going on.
Yeah, who's Nelsonic?
I wonder if they became ViewSonic.
Nelsonic, what did they die of?
Well,
The Megazord watch? There's this whole...
Knight Rider.
Now I just want to start a collection of these gaming watches.
All right, here we
and
go.
never play them.
Nelsonic Industries.
It's
Electronic
not,
watches, alarm clocks, wall and home clocks.
It's not unfounded.
It's still going.
Yeah.
They're still going.
Today, the original Nelsonic Game Watch line has entered the secondary market, and individual game watches have become highly sought after collectibles that often fetch high prices on eBay. This is one of those things, kids. If you have one of these, my God, sell it because you don't want it anymore. Take the cash.
They also had a blackjack game. I remember having an electronic blackjack game.
Oh, here we go.
It only showed two. It was the same like Game & Watch style display. So you can have all the cards in 2 cards, and that's all you got to do
Look
is
at the
pick
date
cards.
on some of these. 1994, 1997.
So this
These
is
are
for
late.
a while, late
look at
into the
this.
2000.
They also went by Game Watch Boy
Game Watch Boy.
just to go all in on it.
Super Mario Race.
There's a Ghostbusters.
There's a Zelda one.
I'm sure this blackjack game is the one I used to play. I'm gonna look up a picture
Look at
myself.
these things. We never
is
would have
that?
come up with this
That's
if we
the
didn't say
box for
portable
the-
games and
No.
questioned what portable games are.
Watch.
Look at that.
89.
Barcode Battler 2?
Cover for
It's a Zelda?
Zelda, no,
Oh, that's something else.
Yeah, that was when
That
Nintendo
must
started
be in
doing
like
the
a
barcode scanners and like the printer.
G.I. Joe, Ghostbusters, Luigi's Hammer Toss.
I think I've only heard of that insofar as some other game references it.
These are some deep cuts. Like
Wow.
even hardcore Nintendo
Simply
people,
called Luigi in
they
Japan.
don't know these.
I don't know these.
I don't know them either.
Poochie Watch.
Poochie.
You know, that's gonna be a recurring segment on this podcast. Poochie Watch.
It's just got nothing. There's no information about Poochie Watch. Just the name.
They never saw it. I hope it's the Simpsons Poochie. Like 1997, that kind of links up.
I'm guessing it's like a virtual pet sort
We're
of thing.
finding this Poochie Watch. You know what? I better
We're
not.
never
This
going
is
to be
my
able to
work
find.
computer.
Yeah, this is.
Finally, Intro Wiki Hole is a different podcast.
Yeah.
Princess Toadstool's Castle Run. So apparently a bunch of them were based off of Mario 2. Q-Bert, Sea Ranger, Mario Bros, Star Fox, Mario 3 and 4.
Super Mario Brothers 4. Never.
Well, that's Mario World.
Yeah, but that's not what they call it. So here's a question for you guys. Did any of you own a gaming watch?
Absolutely not.
I did not.
Me either.
What do you think they went for? What do you think they cost?
About 25
30
cereal box tops.
I was gonna say
And $24.99 shipping and handling.
I was gonna say 35.
$24.99 shipping and handling.
Yeah. That's where they get.
That's what it is. How
Yeah.
much did a box of cereal cost back then?
$4?
$4?
Yeah. 3 or
You
4
had
bucks.
to eat 20 of them. So it's
Well,
$129.
You had to buy 20 of them.
Yeah. Well, in the interim, you get delicious
Good job,
vitamin-filled cereal. Yeah.
Vitamin-filled cereal.
It makes a nutritious breakfast according to Kellogg's.
So here, okay. Did you own a
Not
tiger?
dinner, not breakfast.
I did own a Tiger. I owned the Sega Tiger, and I believe I owned another Tiger, and I beat one of them.
Oh,
I
nice.
remember I beat a Tiger, and it was a big deal to me, not to anyone else.
Do you remember? Did like a special LCD light up that was like game over, you win, or is it just like
I think
end?
everything flashed. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. That'll get it. Did you own any tigers?
was.
Yeah, I owned the Ninja Gaiden one. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I owned it. I played the Street Fighter one. I didn't own it. The Batman one I owned as well, or maybe my brother owned it, and I used to play his. And yeah, there was one that was a game that was probably not a licensed game. It would have been more of a, not an original, but like a arcade game that wasn't an NES that went straight to game Tiger.
Wait, straight to Tiger? That's terrible.
Yeah, straight to Tiger. But yeah, I never got to play any of these advanced ones. Like this, is this Conan?
It's Gauntlet.
It looks kind of neat, actually.
But it's like behind. It's like a third person over the shoulder
I love
view.
that
That's
too.
awesome.
Like he knees them in the crotch, and then this is. Whoa!
Yeah,
I love seeing
that's the
them
screen
all.
when you pull everything. Yeah.
See, it's like spoilers, though. You know what's going to happen in the game now.
But yeah, Ninja Gaiden's one I played the most. I'm remembering it.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
What?
I wish I'd known about the
Sonic
one.
3D Blast one?
Yes, this is late 90s. Jurassic Park.
That Jurassic Park one brings back some memories, too.
DuckTales.
Flintstones, the movie, tying it into the Caveman Games episode.
Yeah, there we go. Everybody go back and watch the Caveman Games episode.
I'd have been all over this.
Yeah, I don't think
Mega
it's
Man.
quite the same. Look how bad.
Wait, he even looks like the
holding the
box
gun.
art. He's a box art Mega Man.
Oh, he's holding a gun. You're right. He is
Holding the gun like box art.
Wow.
Which just goes to show you that Capcom did not make this.
no.
There he is.
Thanks, Tiger.
Thanks, Tiger. That's exactly what a kid would say if they like received it, like in the commercial. Thanks, Tiger. You know.
So here's a question: did you ever go to Radio Shacks when you were young?
I did, but I don't remember them for anything other than like RC cars or literal products that I needed, like transistors.
Yeah, like my first memories of going to Radio Shack are like getting the engineering kits.
Oh yeah.
For like Christmas, where it was like, oh, build your own radio, and I built like basically a ham radio and listen to like frequencies on my little transistor power like earbud they give you, like those clear brown ones. And I would just listen to like radio transmissions. Lots of over the air stuff. Some people just talking to each other like from trucks. It's pretty cool.
That is really cool, actually. It taught you how a radio is put together.
Yeah. And then the second thing I remember getting from there is what was it called again? The Fake Simon knockoff.
Fake Simon.
Yeah, we had a tab up on that. That was the Pocket.
This guy.
Memory.
Pocket Repeat.
Pocket Repeat.
Because they had a larger repeat that was Simon sized.
Yeah.
And then they had the pocket one, which was like $5. So I got this multiple times for Christmas.
I carried this one around. Like, I would take this on car trips.
Really?
Yeah. Like, actually play these little Radio Shack games. And Radio Shack themselves manufactured these. And they had tons of weird little electromechanical games.
Yeah, they used all the little components that they sold there. And it was just like, let's repackage them, sell them for $4 or $5.
And it's
make
just
some quick money.
I remember the buttons were hard to press.
Yes. So you would often lose just because the button press failed to register.
That one looks awesome.
Well, that
Astro
doesn't look
Thunder.
like it's in your pocket at all, though.
That's got,
Well, you
got a little
know,
joystick.
Still portable, I
you
guess.
can take it. It's probably controlled with a couple C batteries.
I think one of my cousins had this. I definitely remember using that little joystick.
The joystick looks like all you need in life. That's the underside. Man, I can't wait to take these things and build an arcade.
We could build a giant Astro Thunder.
Okay, so there it is.
Oh, it looks all right. So it is like an LCD
that's
game,
cool.
but it's got multiple colors. It's probably got 3 layers of screen.
And now it looks like just like your microwave.
Yeah.
You got a fancy microwave.
You're fighting TIE fighters. If I could
In my microwave, yeah. I got macaroni fighting for its life.
You can run Doom on your microwave.
This looks great.
I'm sure you
honestly.
could.
If I'm playing this with that little
Oh, yeah,
joystick,
this is-
I think I'm happy for an hour at least.
So, yeah. So, was there another Radio Shack thing?
There were a couple. All right, so look up one. It might be Raceway, Radio Shack, portable. This
I
one
just want to
played
go to Radio Shack Raceway, like that's in Mario Kart or
Yes,
whatever.
I remembered it exactly. That one.
Nice.
Played this a lot.
That's
This
a
was-
Tiger clone.
Yeah, truly portable though. Like this thing was the size of like a credit card, like a thick credit card. Look how awesome it is. There's you
That's
just go,
every commercial in the 90s. Look how awesome it is.
the left, the only hazard is rocks. The middle, the only hazard is signs, and the right, the only hazard is the oil slicks.
My God.
But
Oh,
you
nice.
could drive it all the way over off road. Like it will hit, and you want to get that flag. Oh, you want that flag? Look how
This looks great.
the aesthetic design of this is, I think, what I'm talking about when I talk about intent, right? Like, this was made to be a portable device. Like, you want to reach out and like press those buttons.
There's a little speaker drill in there and everything.
Yeah, it's all built in. It's brilliant. And this, I don't think it had a speaker port, an ear jack. So you just had to come out those tiny game over. Yeah, you had 3 cars, and then it would say game over.
I wish I had known about this when I was a kid. I'd have been playing the hell out of this.
And this, like, unlike this was like the $9 special at Radioshack. Like, this is super cheap, but hours of fun. Hours of fun.
On 2
Oil
of them.
spills. You got to worry about fuel.
Start hour minute.
Was there an Excite Bike one?
There might have been. I'm not familiar with it.
It's so funny because like there was a time where Game Boy and Nintendo weren't that far apart. Like the Game Boy,
The
Oh, you mean
NES,
like-
in how what
Game
you were playing in an
presentation?
NES game presentation exactly. Like Kirby's a great example. Kirby's Dream Land and Kirby's Adventure are pretty similar outside of color. Right? I think color was really the only thing different. But when Super Nintendo came out, then it made a leap.
kickstand.
You turned it the wrong way though. That's why it's falling
did.
over.
What is it for?
Yeah, but the bottom is on the table and it holds
But how
up.
do you
It's a clock.
play? Oh,
So
'cause
the bunch actually labeled
This could be a
hour and
clock.
minute.
Yeah, I love that kickstand. But yeah, Kirby, the NES and the Game Boy, very similar, still side-scrolling adventures, lots of secrets. And a lot of that was like, oh, you want the Game Boy, like you want to play that home system. What's funny though, when you mentioned Kirby started on the Game Boy, then moved to the NES.
NES.
Like that was, I think, the 3rd Kirby game, because there was Kirby's Dream Land 1 and 2, and then Adventure, I'm pretty sure.
So I know that 2 came out after Adventure.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Because 2 introduced the Animal Pals.
But Kirby's Adventure introduced the copy abilities, which kind of became Kirby's whole hallmark.
Really?
Yeah, they did not exist in the first one for sure. The first Kirby's probably the one I played the most.
That's when I liked the least
Really?
because I like the copy mechanics when
Yeah,
they started
yeah.
coming in and play.
I mean, it adds. It's like a different game now.
Otherwise, it was just a slower, floatier Mario, which is fine because it's still a fun
accurate.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those fun games that you can just blast through in like 20 minutes. I played Kirby.
I like a lot of those games. Hey, that brings us right back on track. That was the point of portable games.
Yes.
Is gaming on the go. You know, for whatever it was as far as, you know, was it a crazy fun full scale AAA title on like a Steam Deck or a Switch, or was it something that was more bite sized, more akin to like, I'm gonna play 3 levels on the train and keep it moving. You know, there was all sorts of different peripherals to do that.
Having it designed for those like bite-sized chunks of gaming, I think that is important, and it's something we don't really have anymore.
True.
Even on like the DS and the 3DS, like those games were designed for like, you know, you have a 15-minute session and you're good. Maybe you come back, you can play it longer, but now it's just like you play this big sweeping game and then you put it in suspend. And you come back and you're at that same point in the big sweeping game.
You could do that in the 3DS games too. You just close the lid and it
Yeah.
you put it to sleep.
They started kind of like impinging upon one another's technology. Not technology, geography. Yeah.
Niches, like they start filling each other's niches.
So it's all right. So,
Is that a problem?
well,
I
I don't know if it's not a problem. It's just different, right? So what we have now is great, and we have the ability to play whatever we want. You can play old Game Boy games on the Switch, on the Steam Deck, and they work great. It's great. But the games themselves, like they're designed for that quick bite-sized gameplay. It's something. There's a reason I like Link's Awakening more than I like A Link to the
I
Past.
said this a couple of times,
yeah.
and I think you're crazy.
but
also I don't.
I agree with Chris.
I think
I know what your point is. I
my
agree
mind
with
is
you
that
on Link's Awakening always.
so
Yeah.
I like Link to Awakening. I love the Switch version, the remaster, which I know we're on different sides
Yeah, I
of the
don't.
page with that. But
For the record, I don't hate it.
technically, it was also portable,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But
and-
a lot of stuff was portable that shouldn't have been portable. Let's talk about the Lynx.
Woo,
What the hell was that thing?
So the Atari Lynx was an 8-bit handheld that was put out to compete with the Game Boy and the Game Gear. And it's interesting because it's a very horizontal system. Like they show it.
Sidebots.
Whew. They show the thing itself. Those D-pads don't look
Why
great.
they-
Look how chunky it is.
Wow.
So see the face buttons? They're split up. There's 2 at the very top and 2 at the very bottom. But you could some of the games.
Did you see that?
swap it? Yeah.
It
Yeah,
flips.
you play games vertically sometimes, yeah, depending on the
Oh, very
aspect
cool.
ratio.
What channel are we watching right now?
Whoever
yeah, to
they-
use all of the
GameSack.
batteries.
This rules. Thank you, GameSack.
GameSack likes their stop motion taking apart a game.
What was that? 6 AAA batteries, AA batteries that came out of there.
Looked like
Also, our storage is full.
it. 16 colors per scan line. So yeah, the whole thing was like it's colored, just like the Game Gear, only without Sega's games.
You could tell as soon as you see. I think I saw somewhere in here there was like angry fruit. The second Kung Food is probably what it was. The second you see angry fruit, you know that you didn't have a real game developer involved. Like someone's just like, you know, it'd be funny.
What if a banana killed ya?
Kung Food. See if we can find that.
But yeah, so a lot of those games, you know, this was trying to be Atari's
Damn,
coming
Kung Fu.
back. And by this point, Atari had been sold 1,000 times. Kung Fu,
Wow.
yep. Wow. Look at that. So why is he green? What is he?
He's a broccoli man.
Well, is he fighting the food? Is he a germ?
Germs fight food.
I remember this
don't-
is
Yeah, I guess what would be food's natural enemy? Teeth.
But he's green. It's like Booger Man. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Look at this thing.
these are very early backlit screens and they look rough.
Yes, they do.
But people look at this and be like, "Wow, it's so much better than my Game Boy." And it was
One of the
I
food.
guess. I mean,
barely.
The Jolly Green Giant.
So it looks like a belt scroller beat 'em up.
oh, this hurts.
See, this makes you want to go back to Raceway, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. This is causing me pain. But Kung Food.
Kung Fu. Ow.
So Lynx wasn't the only one. What was Sega's?
The Game Gear.
Game Gear. Yeah.
They had another thing.
Well, they had you're talking about the Nomad?
Nomad. That's what I'm
The
talking
Nomad
about.
was just a portable Genesis system.
Yeah.
Not just because it was awesome, but it was also just
The
play
Nomad
Genesis cartridges.
literally played Genesis cartridges, so it was a portable Genesis.
Why didn't that take off?
It was only sold at Toys R Us, and it took like
Are you serious?
yeah, only sold at Toys R Us, exclusive, and it took 1,000 batteries.
The Sega Genesis Nomad.
It was famous for draining like 10, like 12 AA batteries in like an hour or less of gameplay.
But really, that's the precursor to the Switch.
Yeah, in a lot of
It
ways.
existed because it's not that, Switch is not a Nintendo DS upgrade. It's the thing. And Sega had. Damn, Sega, you really do what Nintendo don't.
Yeah. It's great. Like
Well, there you go.
It only sold 11 million units versus 118 for Game Boy.
more than
For
10
the Game
times
Gear,
as many.
Game Gear, not
Yeah.
Nomad. The
The
Nomad,
Nomad sold probably less than 1 million.
the Nomad was the latest in the long line of electronics I coveted as a poor kid.
Mm-hmm.
It was Game Boy. I never had. I played Chris's Game Boy sometimes, and my neighbor had a Game Boy, which I played Link's Awakening on. I wanted Game Boy Color. Actually, saved up money and bought that. I wanted a mini disc player, and I never. By the time I got the money for it, mini discs were dead.
What
And
is
then I
that?
wanted a Nomad.
But you didn't want a Mega Jet to play Mega Drive games?
No, because I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not
Have you ever seen
European.
this thing?
I haven't seen it, but apparently it is a portable Genesis that you have to plug to a TV.
Well, no, this is a portable Mega Drive.
Yeah, Mega Drive is the Japanese version of
Genesis.
Genesis.
It is?
Yes.
Yeah, Japanese and European.
All of this time.
Yeah, it's just the Genesis
Wait a
here.
minute,
It's
but I
Mega
thought
Drive everywhere
there's
else.
Sonic games. There's games that came out from Mega Drive that never made it to the Genesis.
I think you're
I
thinking
thought
the
Mega
Master
Drive
System.
was an.
Yeah, Master System was the 8-bit.
The Master System was 8-bit, yeah, and then we moved to the Mega Drive and the Genesis.
Okay, so I hadn't heard of the
Very
Mega
similar
Jet.
names.
Yeah, so the Mega Jet was a precursor that didn't have a screen
Yeah.
specifically. Okay,
What do you do with it?
like Chris said, you
Doesn't
plug it
have
up
a
to a TV. It's just portable. So it's
But that's what a Genesis was.
But this one's in your hand.
the old Mega. I don't know exactly what the old Mega Drive looks like, but it wasn't as sleek as the small Genesis. I'm pretty sure. Like the second model Genesis was smaller and lighter, and the Mega Jet was smaller and lighter still. If you wanted to take it to someone's house. Now this was just straight up for playing in the car.
The Nomad looks pretty cool. Like I
Yeah.
think straight up,
It
if you had a
does.
Nomad, you plug that into a
The
wall.
idea behind it was sound. Maybe not economically it wasn't sound, but as far as having a portable game system you can plug into a TV
really
and still output to a TV, it's great.
Yeah,
Well, they really did
Had
beat them to the
S-video.
punch. This is what the Switch promised, and these guys did it years earlier.
Sorry, it's a small tangent, but S-video really got adopted by Sega hard, huh?
Yeah.
Because the Nomad had it, the second Genesis. I think the first Genesis you had S-video.
This
and the
thing
Dreamcast.
has so many ports. It's got a controller port on the portable. It's just got holes all over
This
that
thing
thing.
rules.
Kids,
We got to get one for the office.
Go buy a Nomad.
It was just super redundant.
So another one, the same
Yeah, please.
the same generation that came out. Were you familiar with the Turbo Express?
Yes.
Yeah, we actually talked about it on the podcast.
Well, is that the Turbo Graphics?
Yeah.
Yeah, the TurboGrafx portable.
But it
Oh, well,
it
then
made
I'm not.
It made a ton of sense for the form factor of their games because Turbo Graphics games came on a Hue card, which are these tiny basically credit cards.
This guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Lynx games came in a similar format.
Again, who we...
Gonna have to
Review Tech, thank you very much for this. This is awesome.
This is also one of
Does
those
it have
ones.
an antenna?
Yeah, there was an attachment you could watch terrestrial
TV,
television. Yeah. But what was cool is it played all of the console games from home on the same device.
Wow.
So neat. I would still love, if someone's got a Turbo Express they'd like to sell me, I might buy that.
Dylan, that's how we used to party in the 90s, just so you know.
I thought that was
like that. Like those guys. That was me.
Yeah.
If it wasn't the wrong age, I could have sworn that was Patrick Swayze.
All right, here we go.
Look how cool this is. So he's just
And
playing.
it's Bonk.
It's
Yeah.
Bonk. It's-
Another caveman reference.
Now see the cartridge
Truxton.
looks ridiculous in that Nomad.
Truxton sounds like the
Banner.
most British game ever made.
Trucks.
Truxton, Truxton. That was the name. They named that game.
That's the Nomad again.
Yeah, it looks like they're comparing the two.
Yeah, the Turbo
Turbo
Express was
Graphics,
a wart. You shoved them aside so you could tune your VHS and UHF.
Oh, that's what the Turbo Vision is. It had the
Yeah.
add-on. Here we go,
There you go.
baby.
6 double A's.
Yeah, but you know what? They're not D batteries. The Game Gear, I remember, was either a C or a D battery. It was not double A's.
I think the Game Gear was double A,
It
but
was
the
almost
Nomad
double A. The Nomad might have taken
might have
just
been C's.
C's.
Yeah.
Game Gear battery.
How many batteries?
It's
No,
definitely
wait,
double.
it was literally rechargeable batteries.
It's definitely double A's because I used to play Game Gear.
6 double
6
A.
double A's.
Yes, play Game Gear
For 3 to 5
two
hours.
batteries. Yeah, they die, and you put them in a Game Boy, and they last another 10 hours.
Yeah.
There just wasn't enough power to power a Game Gear.
Which funny, 3 to
You
5
power
hours.
Game Boy.
People complain that's about how long the Switch lasts nowadays. 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
The difference is you don't have to pay for the batteries.
Yeah.
It goes a long way though.
Yeah. My sister's friend had a Game Gear, and I used to borrow every chance I got to play Sonic on Game Gear because it was markedly different than the Genesis version.
Yeah, it's a totally different game.
Yeah.
This Game Boy commercial, I remember that, man.
Wow.
Whoa! Everyone wants to be that kid, or I want to be the robot.
Was this?
Yeah.
Let's play Tetris.
Oh,
I don't know
Something
what
just
that
cut
was.
off.
Somebody kicked a cord.
Oh,
no,
there we
you're
go.
not.
We're back.
That's probably me. I don't think we ever left. I think I'm just dumb.
The Turbo Express, man. Hey, now it's just working
Yeah, I figured it out.
on the fly.
Yeah, all that it was, I had to restart the computer.
I remember, it
You know
was
what
like
you didn't have to restart ever? The Game Boy, because the Game Boy was a superior piece.
Because
Of
you had to
equipment.
turn it off to swap games. That's why you had to restart.
So, do you remember, there was a time when, a holy grail that kids would think about was watching television on the go?
Yeah.
That was one of the electronic gadgets I skipped. Well, because I successfully saved up and bought this one. I bought myself a portable Sony. I don't think it was the Watchman series, because I think that was the Japanese name for it. But it was a little portable TV. It was
That's a great name for
2-inch
it.
LCD. It was about the size of a good chunky cell phone. It was about this big. It had a screen that was postage stamp sized. It had an antenna that pulled out. I was watching in school. I had it under my desk.
You
and I-
did watch it in school?
Well, I was a good kid. Between class.
Yeah.
At my locker, I'd
Okay.
watch TV.
Okay, here's a question. Did any of those have peripherals where you could potentially plug a Nintendo into a portable
I wished
TV?
all the time. I wished so hard. I was like, if I could just.
I know some of them did.
So so this one had it had AV out. It had the white and no, it had sound out only. It had the red and white ports,
Now, my parents had this one portable TV, this little black and white
like one with the handle.
with the handle. They must have gotten it for $99 at some point. I remember one point we were driving out getting dinner somewhere in Philly, and Alf was coming on. And I was like, I want to watch. We can't miss Alf. It's 8 o'clock. Alf is coming on. And so like, all right. You plugged it into the cigarette lighter in your car.
Back then it was dangerous.
Yep.
What you did. And tried to find it. We could barely get it in black and white, really, really fuzzy, but you got it, and you got to watch a little bit of Alf.
You got to see Alf eat that cat.
We had that too.
Yeah.
We had that too of basically you had to have an inverter.
Yes.
You know, it was a cigarette lighter to AC power inverter, and then you could plug anything in. And we took a little white TV that had a built-in VHS and put it in there. And
built-in VHS.
Wow.
And I watched Shrek 1,000 times
Shrek?
on it.
This is later then.
Yeah,
Wow.
Well, what was Shrek? 2000?
Something like that.
Then, yeah.
1999.
Maybe it wasn't
2000.
Shrek.
Shrek sounds late.
I mean,
Shrek sounds late.
Shrek sounds like you should have been in college, bro.
No, not even close.
Everybody say no. You're younger enough. You're younger enough than us to have
Yeah, I
watched Shrek on the same tracks when we were watching Star Trek
in middle school. It would have been middle school. But anyway, you better believe I did rig a Nintendo to it on the go. Like that was the greatest.
the RFN or something or the AVN. And
Yeah, technically it was. I would technically call it portable.
Yeah.
I made it be portable. Was it designed to be portable? I couldn't have run it without a car.
Yeah, because you need that inverter to power
I
the
wonder
NES.
if you could have.
But that's what I was gonna say. Like,
I gotta Google this.
yeah, if you search Sony Watchman, I'm pretty sure that was like the next advanced version, like the next technological advancement on it. But yeah, the ones I had did not have an in. They only had outputs out. So you can hook it up to a TV or a speaker to get surround sound on your 2-inch video screen.
Some of them were surprising. Like they had this adapter that was an 1/8-inch
got
adapter.
the full
Look at this.
Yeah, 3/8 adapter to a 1/8 adapter.
Video in. Yeah, it's an 1/8-inch video in, which is special. Oh yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna watch a movie? No, he's playing Burnout 3 Takedowns, the best one.
Yeah.
This guy's got taste. Yes.
Wow. There's the dream.
This is almost the most Sony thing you could imagine.
Yeah.
It would have to be Ridge Racer to be a little more Sony, though.
That's true.
The refresh rate is real good.
That doesn't look bad. You could play this.
Use some peripheral in between. Like it's not a direct.
These are just.
I don't think so. I think it's just a size adapter.
But look, it goes into This is a.
No, that was the side
That's
of
a
the TV.
receiver.
This is a receiver.
That's a receiver. Yeah,
that's
the last shot though, I'm pretty sure was the side of.
But that's
the
what I'm saying.
actual
There's
thing.
something between the Watchmen. The Watchmen. Watchman?
That's
Yeah,
probably
watch.
that's it. The Watchman. That's probably it.
I know why that didn't work in the States.
Yeah.
Watchmen.
Who watches The Watchmen?
Yeah.
This
Steve
guy.
did.
I do.
Steve watches the Watchmen. But Atomic Purple Games on it. That is wild. Yeah, there's something between them. But even still, that's kind of incredible.
I like how now in this
We have
day
to
and
look at a
age,
spec.
with our
sorry.
technology, that's still blowing our minds.
It is, though, because like, now this I was not aware of. There was a portable Nintendo.
A portable NES?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
What do you mean, like with a handle or something?
The forgotten portable NES. So there was Lynx.
Turbo Express, my favorite.
You
that I
mean
never
what? You mean
played.
there was one announced?
Oh, working on. Yeah.
yeah. Announced is different.
Another company.
This looks recent. Like somebody's. I guess it's a render.
The Express. No problem.
Duck Hunt is probably the worst game. The demo on that.
Yeah.
Oh, it never came out.
No, track and field. You can make track and field modularly.
So yeah, I watched this video a while ago. It was very interesting. Like they kept pitching it. Nintendo's like, no, that's all right.
Okay, I think I found an extended version of that same video. It looks like they modded the Watchman. So they opened it up and added like input capability.
Oh.
So
You would do whatever it took to play games back when we were growing up. It was so hard.
There were times I had my sister hold the RF switch because the pin was loose. So if you didn't hold it, it would like shut off the screen. So I was like, no, you got to hold it so I can beat this boss in Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
I mean, obviously Nintendo and later with the Game Boy and later the Nintendo DS just destroyed this market for everybody. But Sony, PSP was pretty fun. You ever play one of those?
I never actually played one,
There's
but I
a
know it's
Mega
very
Man X
popular.
version.
Yeah, a friend of ours
There's
had
a Mega
one.
Man X.
He played it a lot.
It's called like Mega
Maverick
Man X
Hunter.
Maverick Hunter.
Yeah.
It's great.
Nice.
Is that
And
PSP
it's
or
only on
the
that? I think
later
it's
one?
PSP.
I think it's PSP.
Because they have a second
There was
handheld, the Vita.
Yeah.
Vita, that's right. Yeah.
Vita didn't do so great. Still worth it in 2023.
Of course it is.
Getting the Vita, loco.
What was crazy to me about the PSP is that it used spinning optical media for its
Yeah.
games, which,
Did it really?
yeah, it's just spinning disc.
Wait, so
Why?
so if you were playing a PSP, like actually playing and the disc was spinning, did they give it angular momentum so you couldn't like rotate the PSP as well?
Yeah, it did.
Like it's going this way and you're like,
No, for real. It
it's like a
really
carpal
did.
tunnel from playing it. Just
It
that's
had a couple
hilarious.
of cool Mega Mans. And this one, Mega Man Powered Up, I distinctly remember I almost had to buy because it's like, it's the original Mega Man game, but just
Chibi, yeah. In 3D to 2.5D.
Proto Mega
you
Man
got to play as
character.
Rock.
Yeah, that's weird. This might be the only game you ever played as Rock in.
I think so.
Mega Man Legends, that wasn't Rock, right? That was a descendant or something, or just some
No, not even related. That was
Oh,
Mega
okay.
Man Volnut. He was just a
he was
boy.
German.
He knows the lore.
A German boy named Mega Man.
Yeah, mega fun.
I'm the Uberman. Ubermensch. Walnut.
But on your helmet.
Well, he wasn't called Rock in that game. His name was Mega. And then they told him Mega Man.
No, that looks fun. PSP is a whole library that I never delved into, and like it seems like it's got some worthwhile stuff.
There's an emulator we just saw.
Yeah.
I feel like this game is what inspired the Megas to write that first Mega Man song, because you play as Rock and you talk about how, there's
I made you in your image. Yeah.
gave you hair.
No, that's
Gave you hair.
yeah.
That's
the
a
line
line
is,
from this.
I gave you hair. Yes.
Yeah, it's just about how Dr. like made him. He's like made you an image to fight for your fight, but then he's also like, I gave you hair.
I think it's specifically a reference to when at the beginning of Mega Man 2, it
Oh, he
scrolls
has the helmet
up,
off. Yeah.
and he has the helmet off, and his black hair is blowing in the wind, and it's like, yeah, that's cool, little robot boy.
See, I also loved this type of game, this kind of like, it was still a side scroller, but kind of upgraded. And I noticed that Sony really took this and ran with it, like that whole kind of concept. What the heck am I looking at
evil
right now?
Mega Man. So it sounds like when you play as Cutman, Mega Man joins on the side of evil.
Oh, that's right. This one had a Cutman
Yeah, so you play
run
as
through after you win.
yeah.
But anyway, this would have been great on the go. I'm sure I would have enjoyed this on the go. I think there were a lot of games that are just better designed for on the go. I don't know that Pokemon was well designed for on the go, but it certainly became the biggest game, portable game ever
I'm
on the
going to
go.
argue against that point hard because
Why?
Yeah.
Pokemon was perfect for, almost perfect for on the go.
I would have much rather did
Not
on
being
a
able to
Nintendo.
save anywhere was the problem with Pokemon. If you could suspend it or just save in the menu, it would have been
save.
perfect.
You can save in the menu. Yeah, anywhere. Yeah, start menu.
I thought you had to go to
Yeah, it's
a
like
hospital.
to a Poke Center.
Poke Centers where you had to go to recharge your Pokemon.
I
But
thought
yeah,
you
you
Or
could
change
save.
them out. You had to go
So
in
I
that
just played
little
hard
computer.
mode, and I
You
was just
could
like,
save.
I can't turn it off because I'm in the middle of
You
playing.
can definitely save anywhere.
You know,
Oh, man,
Pokemon
I didn't know
actually
that.
is the one where I think I wish there was the opposite more than I liked
wanted
having
to
the
be at
portable.
home.
I wanted a home version of it.
Well, it's
Because I
interesting
didn't want to
about
be
that.
seen.
The reason it was portable was that they wanted you to bring it everywhere so you could trade and battle.
It's just for pocket monsters.
Did you do much trading or battling in your Pokemon times?
No, I just traded to get what I needed from Red.
Mm.
You soloed basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a solo RPG man.
Yeah.
RPG man. I like that.
There's a portable dream.
Probably
That'd be a
somebody
fun
tried to
evening of
make
me just
one.
Googling.
Yeah, someone hacked one together.
Bam.
This is a Dreamcast with a screen bolted on it.
I'm okay
it's
with
still
that.
giant. Yeah, the Dreamcast is already a pretty big size console.
See, the problem with the Dreamcast-
The VMU fits in there.
The problem with these is that
Somehow.
it looks like they're trying to do original media, which means it's got to fit a DVD in it,
Yeah.
GD-ROM specifically, which means it's got to be at least that big.
Yeah, but they got House of the Dead, bro.
I mean, I'll play it. I love it has the VMU screen in it and the big screen. I mean, this almost makes it feel like a DS with a tiny little baby screen.
But I mean, the fact is today, all of these games you could just play on the go, likely emulated to your phone.
Yeah, you don't need the disc. I mean, I'd do it on the Steam Deck before I did the phone personally, but yeah.
I guess you could they're running an emulator on this, right? Like they're not shrinking down the Dreamcast hardware into this form factor, you think?
I think this is the hardware, which is awesome.
How does it work? Yeah, but there's like this SD card over here.
Yeah. That looks like
well, that's just you can basically mod the original hardware to run off an SD card instead of the disk drive.
Yeah, I remember one evening dropping a Dreamcast off behind a Carvel ice cream factory with my buddy, and we were just supposed to come back the next day and pick it up, and we did, and it was modded.
Nice.
Wow.
No one knows who did it. But we left a Dreamcast and some money next to a dumpster.
Wait. You didn't interact with any human beings?
No. It was just this known thing that if you went to this specific dumpster behind the Carvel ice cream factory and left like $50 and a Dreamcast, it would come back and be able to play gold discs.
You grew up in a magical crime-ridden world.
Wow. That sounds like something the NSA would set up. Like they're trying to
sting operation.
They're looking for like particular people to get stung.
I cannot imagine like leaving my console like behind a dumpster.
I'm just like, and
it worked. Yeah, that's the amazing part.
If people knew this, see, my mind goes to if this is a known urban legend, what's to stop people from just being like, oh, let me check, see if there's a Dreamcast and some money back here. Dreamcast some money back here.
I mean, it was not hard to get the information.
Honor amongst gamers.
That's right.
So Cannon Spike,
Charlie?
I love. Yeah, Cannon Spike is a Comcast mashup top-down shooter. I said Comcast.
Comcast mashup would be pretty cool.
Mashup.
Xfinity.
Yeah, it was. You play with Cammy, Charlie, Mega Man, a couple other characters.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's like a twin-stick shooter, but they didn't have twin sticks.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the name is actually it's named after one of Cammy's moves.
Yeah, it's one of her special moves. The Cannon Spike.
It's named after that for some reason.
It's like the uppercut version of her drill kick.
Yeah.
Guys, what do we think about portable gaming?
I love it. There's nothing like it. Like, look at those little tiny LCD. I love it.
Yeah, even if the buttons are unergonomic, even they hurt your tiny little kid thumbs, it was so satisfying, so worth it to get to play like Link's Awakening under the covers with a book light, or the magnifying glass with the light that TDT, I think was the company, something like that. The company does all the peripherals for the Game Boy. Like you attach it to the Game Boy and you would play it and you can play it all night. Your parents would never know. I did that multiple times. I owned the booklight, did not own a Game Boy. So I'd borrow it, stick the booklight on, playing under the covers.
Yeah. I think what we wanted to do, if we had a camera that we could set up, for detail, bring in the collection, take a look at all of the portable gaming devices. I have a shoebox.
Yeah, but Chris has almost all of them.
All the Game Boys.
I'll rig an overhead. Let's do it.
You also have
there's something about that aesthetic. Having it in your hand.
Well, speaking of that, I know you've spoken about it before, but you have like the current hotness in the revisionist handheld space.
Oh yeah, the Analog Pocket. Are you familiar with the Analog Pocket? Okay, this you would love. So the Analog uses FPGA hardware, which basically is hardware level emulation, which means it's cycle perfect to the original game. There's no lag.
Look at it, just looks so beautiful.
Awesome, by the way. Psycho perfect.
Cycle perfect.
Cycle. I thought you said psycho perfect.
So basically, you run the two devices side by side, the original and the FPGA, and they will sync up to the millisecond.
Yeah, even like glitches, like on certain parts of stages, like it recreates the glitch because it is recreating the hardware.
It is beautiful.
So it's designed. This you put Game Boy cartridges into it, Game Boy Advance cartridges into it, and it just plays them with this beautiful screen. The screen, I believe, is 1440p. So basically every pixel is 10 pixels. No, it's 100. It's 10 by 10. 10 by 10. So yeah, right there, they're playing a Game Boy Color game, but it looks better than you'd ever imagine.
Was it Donkey Kong Land? Was the
Donkey Kong Land was the Game Boy series.
But this is the Game Boy Color port of Donkey Kong Country, which was a thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's actually Donkey Kong Country, the Game Boy port. You can also mod this so that you can play Super Nintendo and TurboGrafx and Genesis. All those.
What?
And it plays them flawlessly.
Wow.
It's beautiful. This is portable gaming to me now. because it does everything,
including your favorite,
including the Game Boy Advance port of Doom. Yeah. But yeah, I got to bring this in. I brought this in once. I got to let you play with it.
In the old studio.
Does it have an HDMI out?
Yeah, so it has a dock that has an HDMI out. Yeah.
So we could put it in a dock and we could plug it into this cable that I got working in the middle of the show.
Yes.
Play it live.
Yes, we could.
Let's do that next time.
All right. Yeah. Next time on us.
Yeah, next time on us. Thanks for watching Tubby Talk.
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy, everybody. Get handheld
and watch
portable.
men.
YUNKJunk!